Hi, welcome to Tarot Off the Cuff. I am Kevin Quigley. Our next reader, Meg Miller, is a former forklift driver, chauffeur, and teacher who turned to the esoteric arts. She's always been deeply connected to the other side. She's an intuitive reader that loves to use the story contained within the card.
Hi, my name is Meg Miller, and I'm here for Tarot Off the Cuff. And I want to make sure that if you're new here, great. We are always having new tarot professionals, tarot people sharing their off the cuff wisdom and information. And whether you've been here several times or not, we'd love for all of you to subscribe, and then please leave us comments in the comments section, such as, example, does this blouse make me look like a tarot reader? I know you're probably thinking I was going to say something else, but or what pizza we should eat after we watch an episode of Tarot Off the Cuff. Have some, fun. Anyway, I'm going to talk about tarot goodness here today, and my topic is going to be, how do you keep your tarot practice fresh? Especially if you've been doing it for a long time, or if you're new and you're really overwhelmed and you really want to have something that really pulls you in and makes you excited about being a tarot reader and being a part of the fold. So for this reading, I am using the Medicine Woman deck by Carol Bridges. And this was the first tarot deck I allowed myself to buy. And I remember I got it up in Duluth, Minnesota. And because I live in Minnesota, I can make fun of the Minnesotans. So yeah, I got it in Duluth. Duluth. And I really enjoyed being in Duluth. And anyway, this is the deck I got. So we're going to just pull here. And again, we're going to talk about keeping your tarot practice fresh. So I'm showing you, and it looks like we have the Seven of Stones. And I'm just going to read it upright. I'm not going to worry about reversals at this time. So for those of you who follow more traditional decks, such as the Rider-Waite Smith, Stones is another, let's say, translation of Pentacles. So it's really about material possessions, belongings, earth, all of those things, and then the seven. So transitions. So if I'm going to look at this card, because this is really more from native focus and more earth focus, that she's walking towards, looks like could be a sweat lodge, and she's bringing some baskets of, looks like beans and lentils. Okay, those are the things I eat, so we'll go with that. And she is bringing her part for celebration. And in fact, I just want to talk about keeping your practice fresh. This is what I know, is that immerse yourself in all of those things that draw your attention. This is a time to really explore what ignites you. And so for me, I like to learn about more native traditions, practices, rituals, because it all feeds into tarot. Because it's really, again, telling a story, a picture story, and helping people and ourselves. What is that next step? What are those things we should pay attention to? What are our blind spots, and help us look beyond, or even open the door so we can peek in that crack and then see it's not all that big and scary. Sometimes it might be a little bit, but that we can at least explore and look at it. Sweat lodge, getting back to that. Back in the day, when I was doing workshops and so on, I got to speak for a cosmetic company. And no, I wasn't a model, as you can probably tell. But anyway, that wasn't my calling. But they had a sweat lodge out in, they had a retreat center. And so we were able to go in. And what I knew from that was, several centuries ago, the native people of North America, the United States, had sweat lodges for women. And during their menstrual times, they went there with the wise women, the younger women, and they went there to chill, hang out, and to just be with their moon time with other women. And it was really a community, and it was celebrated, and it was a time that they didn't have to worry about deodorants and perfumes and all of the stuff that we have to have. And of course, they weren't, hopping a bus and working at a corporation in a big company or whatever. So they didn't have that. But the fact of the matter is, it wasn't seen with derision or disgust. It was about celebration and women coming together. And it was also, again, about women coming together, not to bash men. It was just about celebrating a biological occurrence that happens once a month on average for the average female. So that's what I see. So there is the keeping my tarot fresh is reading about other things that I can then use to tell the story as a tarot reader. When I look at 7, again, it is building upon layered information. We go back to the 1, and that's a learning. A 2, we can see deciding between this and that, or looking at duality of things and so on. And as we get to 7, it's really about layered understanding and complexity of what is going on. So using this card, looking at it from an earth perspective, it's really taking the time and assessing, do I have all that I need for my transitions into deepening my tarot practice? For example, I have many books now, many decks now, and I also have little trinkets and toys, and I just always kind of have a few things here because I don't know what I'm going to talk about when I do this. But I have a shadow box filled with rocks and crystals that I have collected over the last probably 40 years. And here is just one piece. It's a selenite, let's say oval, and I just like how it feels in my hand, and I can use it to cleanse. Not that I can use it as deodorant. Of course, it's kind of shaped that way. But anyway, it's to cleanse the energies that I come upon with. And basically, I'm giving you back your energy, and I'm keeping mine with me at the end of our session. I also really am interested in animal totems. And I did my animal medicine cards years ago, and mine is the weasel. And I remember I wasn't all that thrilled because all I thought of is an old cartoon with the big rooster and the little weasel that all he do is, and they're always kind of weaselly and they fit into tight spaces and so on, which is true. But I've got the ermine, so this is one of my little reminders of what is my, let's say, calling as far as a tarot reader, as far as an esoteric artist, practitioner, etc., is the fact that native cultures stated that the weasel came to the native and said, there's thunder coming. And what that was is white man was coming with their guns, and they were going to take over the land. And they didn't listen at first because they thought, wow, whatever. Well, weasel kept persisting, and then the thunder came, and we already know what happened, and hopefully we will continue to make restitution, true restitution on that. That's for a different tarot reading. But what I've learned about that totem animal is that this particular animal will share information and will be maybe 2 or 3 years out from when it's going to happen. So my experience has been, just at work, for example, hey, I think we should create this kind of report. Or, hey, I think we should really look at this because I think a few years out we're going to lean toward that, and let's plan our goals accordingly. And a lot of times I've been met with, oh, Meg, you're so silly, and why do you go there? We're really focused on today, and so on. And I would stay with that and stay with that. And then at my age now, I've had many people come and say, oh, gee, I'm glad we listened to you, or I wish we would have listened to you. And I'm not looking for accolades or whatever. I just want a vision that I've been blessed to have for us to work towards and to consider. And again, I think that's the complexity of looking at the sevens and of, our material world. It isn't just about collecting money and so on, but it's what are we doing with our environment and all of those elements that make up our earthly presence here. So keeping tarot fresh and going is I delve into many other things because it all calls to me. And now with the internet and podcasts and YouTube and other social media avenues that we're doing, and they're even putting movies out there that are talking about what we've known all of these decades and making it more mainstream, which makes it easier for us to basically come out of closets and corners and caves and really share what we know. And I also think, and you know who you are, when you're called, you do your work. Because I feel that there is a tighter vortex that is going along and around, and it's pulling us together more and more to share our wisdom and our strength and our experience and standing together, which I think brings us back to our sweat lodge. We can create our own sweat lodge of tarot practitioners, followers, people who really look to us to help them with their personal journeys and so on, and that we create our own community, and therefore we keep it fresh. And the other thing that I love when I read for someone, whether it's family or a client or a party, I always learn something new that I get to take back into my own little tarot, let's say, little bag, my little amulet bag, and I get to put all those little pieces of wisdom and trivia, because that then makes my little stew, my little compote that I get to take with me going forward and share that information. So feel free to subscribe. Please like us. We are building in momentum. The TC Tarot Collective, we have 2 meetups every month on a Wednesday and a Thursday. Look us up. We have a Facebook presence, and we also have a yearly conference, which is just dynamite. Hope to see you next time. Thank you. This is Meg Miller with Tarot Off the Cuff.
Hi, thanks for watching. This is Kevin Quigley with Tarot Off the Cuff. If you can take a second, click the subscribe button down below. That'll let you know when a new video is posted and you might want to jump over and watch it. If you hit the thumbs up for the videos that you really like, that will help spread the word so new people will find Tarot Off the Cuff in their feed, and that helps the channel grow. That would be great. And if you got a question or a comment, positive or negative, whether you agree or disagree, or if you want to add information or your own take on a particular card or a particular topic, put a comment down below. We would love to hear from you. Thanks so much.